So the weather in my area has been terrible the last 2 days. There's been massive power outages in the area, and hail and strong winds have knocked over lots of trees. So in light of the weather this week, I'm kind of taking it easy. I didn't want to get heavy into a project and then lose power here at my house, which we've been very lucky that we've not lost that power, but it could happen at any time. And I've been hearing thunder all day. So today's video, we're going to cover some very important mods and additions that I need to make to my BMW. I'm going to answer questions that have been posted on my previous videos about the RX-7, and then stay tuned to the end where I'm going to go over some information about a giveaway that I'm going to do for this video. So there's those moments in life where everyone kind of realizes that they have to grow up just a little bit. And today is kind of one of those days for me. So let me explain. So yes, I do have a 12-week-old baby, and it's finally time for me to get the car seat base in my car. We typically just drive my wife's SUV because there's plenty of room for everybody to fit in there, and now is the time for me to finally get my car ready to be able to take the baby and pick her up from daycare and whatnot. So before I get into some of the things I need to add to the car, seat protector and mirror and all that stuff, all you dads out there know what I'm talking about. But so I'll get into the first question that came up about the RX-7. And the question was asked by M1911 Mike. And Mike asked, I assume his name is Mike, asked, what is the goal of this channel? And is it going to be a how-to or a vlog or what? So I think it took a lot of convincing to ask my wife for me to really embark on this YouTube thing. So I think right now what I want to do is obviously focus on the RX-7. There may be a few videos sprinkled in here and there about the BMW. Of course, hopefully most of that stuff will take place under the hood or under the car. But so I think the answer to Mike's question is probably going to be, for now, it's probably going to be a mixture of how to kind of vlog and focusing on things that, how I approach fixing up the RX-7 and things like that. And, I tend to want to cover things that maybe are not as well covered on the internet. So, when I'm doing research trying to find what's this part, or how does this get taken off the car, and blah, blah, blah. And if I have a hard time finding that information, those are the types of things I'll probably focus on. If it's like, stuff that a lot of people have covered on videos, I probably won't cover that in detail, but I'll definitely cover it as part of whatever I'm doing. So for now, it's going to be focused on just fixing the RX-7 and cars, but hopefully into the future, we can bring in other cars into my garage. And I want to bring in cars that have a significance in car culture. I don't want to just bring in every car, but I want to find cars. I'd love to do Supras and even some American old, classics and things like that. So I don't know where the channel will go, but at least for right now, it's going to be primarily the RX-7. And I guess it'll kind of be vlog style, how-to style, but we're kind of feeling the way. So a lot of that'll be on what the response is from the audience and in your comments and things. So thanks for your question, Mike, and I'm gonna get started on getting some of this stuff put in the car. All right, so the second question that I've got asked on one of my previous videos was from Big Bert, and Big Bert asked, where did you learn to fix cars? And if you haven't noticed by some of the gray hair, I am in my mid-30s, so I've been working on cars ever since I got my first vehicle at 16, probably like most of you guys. But my dad and uncle had got me interested in cars at a much earlier age, and when they were out in the driveway working on the car, I was out there with them. So most of my experience and knowledge from working on cars came from, you know, just tinkering on my first vehicle. My dad basically gave me I think it was a 1986 Ford Ranger that it was just, he paid a couple $100 for it and it was just beat to hell. So it needed tons and tons and tons of work, but that was the car I was given if I wanted to drive when I got my license. And my family did not have money at all. And so we approached things in a more do-it-yourself kind of mentality, just because it saved us money from, you know, taking it down to shops and getting other people to fix it. So my stepdad actually was also a car guy, and so when he helped me a ton on getting started on my Ford Ranger, and then, you know, once my buddies started getting cars, we all met up in the weekends and built tons of custom cars. We actually had some older friends that were in the custom car world, you know, doing custom audio systems, doing paint jobs. You know, we did a lot of mini trucks and lowriders and all kinds of things. So, you know, that was probably my biggest exposure to cars initially, was working with my buddies in high school. And then when I moved off to college, I kind of, my experience with cars kind of trickled, you know, just through the years because of, you know, moving back and forth from colleges, and I probably lived in 6 different apartments in the time I was in college. So it was difficult for me to really have a good place to work on cars. But as soon as I graduated, that was when the economy was really bad. And so it took me a while to get back to into a situation where I could comfortably work on cars and do that as a hobby. And so primarily my past 2 cars have been BMWs, so I did a lot of modifications to those. So, yeah, so that's a little bit about me. You know, I don't have any technical training, but I have 2 college degrees in engineering. So a lot of the stuff I'm just learning on my own. So, but yes, I have been working on cars since at least 16 years old. And, so I think I like to think that I know what I'm doing, but there's probably a lot of things that I could certainly improve upon. So anyway, I'm going to continue working on the car. Probably one of the more popular questions I was asked on my previous video was about removing the wheel spacers on the RX-7, and I haven't measured them, but I think there was about a 1-inch wheel spacer on the front, and then closer to 3 inches, maybe 2.5 inches of wheel spacers on the rear wheel. So the short answer to the question is yes, I definitely will be working towards getting rid of those in the future, but that kind of ties into a lot of other things that are going on with the car. So it's my opinion that the 2 most important things to a car's look are the paint and the wheels. And obviously we know there's going to be issues that we have to correct with the paint, but we're going to probably redo the body and redo the paint and all that stuff in the future. So we'll take care of that. So tying into that question is the second, or maybe even the first, the number 1 question that was asked on my previous video, and that was, you know, about whether I'm going to go back to the factory fenders, or, you know, change the body kit, or keep this, you know, replica of the Rocket Bunny kit. And I think the short-term answer is I'm going to keep the kit that I have, just because, you know, we're going to switch over to doing a little bit more drivetrain, mechanical type things with the car. And so keeping that wide body kit obviously just keeps the car at least as aesthetically pleasing as possible right now. So, but when I did take the wide body kit off and I stepped back to look at it, and I was just, man, I tell you, everything inside me said this car needs to go back to original. And you know, obviously replacing the front fenders will be relatively easy. Just I can pick up some used ones or whatever, and there'd be a lot of work involved replacing the rear fenders that have been cut. And I don't think it'd be that bad if I could find a donor car to cut those quarter panels out of, or maybe find the OEM skins relatively cheap online. So I'm not going to make that decision anytime soon, at least in the next few months, but it's still going to be weighing on my mind every second of the day. So if I keep the wide body kit, then obviously I've got to go to a wheel offset that will be able to bring those wheels out, or maybe even get some wider wheels to fill the arch. But you know, that way we can get rid of the spacers. But if I go back to the factory body lines, then obviously the spacers and the wheels and all that stuff would be totally different. So I will take care of it eventually, but right now those 2 items, both the body kit and the wheel spacers, aren't high on my priority list. But I promise you, I will take care of it, and we'll make sure it's something cool in the process. So I got the last thing I got to get installed here, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. So that wasn't really all that bad or that difficult, but you know, if you ever are installing a car seat base in your car, really you got to get those things tightened down to where they barely wiggle at all, nice and level. Follow all the instructions. But you know, the F30 actually has the nice little areas that you can stick the little clips down inside behind the seats, and they latch right on. So that's really nice. You just clip those in, grab the strap, and pretty much pull as hard as you can to make sure that the seat is nice and secure. And once the seat's been, and once it compresses the actual car seat for a couple days, I'll go in there and make sure it's tight again, because it will inevitably get a little bit loose. So the next question that was fairly popular with the RX-7, or at least various combinations of it, was, you know, what do I think about the body kit that's on the car? So if you're asking me more in terms of what I think of the styling, or are you asking more in terms of the quality of the kit? So I will take the camera off the tripod and we'll walk over there and take a quick look, and I'll give you just some thoughts on what I've got to say about the body kit. So maybe I think the question is probably more specific to the quality of the kit, because obviously the aesthetics is going to be, you know, each person's opinion. So what I will say about the body kit that's on the car, you know, it does have a few waves in it. It's not horrible, but if I had this, or if we keep this and we redo the body, these will definitely need some attention. You know, to get these nice and sanded smooth. I think the biggest complaint that I would have about the kit is the edges where it was cut. It's quite rough in places, and it, you know, ends up leaving small gaps in between the body at times. You know, all along here you can kind of see there's going to be, you know, a little bit of gap there as well. You know, all things considered, it's probably decent, but obviously if you had the money to pay for you know, the original Rocket Bunny kit, then obviously you're probably going to get a much nicer fit and finish, and probably a kit that'll be more or less ready to paint. You know, it may need a little bit of sanding, but for the most part that kit will be nice and smooth and ready to be painted right from the factory. So you know, some of the gaps are a little probably, you know, larger than what you would probably want, but like I said, there like here, it looks like there's a little bit of a void in the actual panel that when it was manufactured. And again, you got some large, you know, gaps between there. So all things considered, it's probably okay for what was paid for the kit, but you know, chances are if we do decide to keep the Rocket Bunny styling, then, you know, I may look into actually buying the actual Rocket Bunny kit and seeing if we can you know, get rid of some of the issues that we've got, some of the alignment issues. But I think I have seen these on eBay for, you know, anywhere from $1,400 to $1,600 for the entire kit, and you know, that probably does seem a little pricey, because you know, $1,000 more or so you could probably have the entire Rocket Bunny, you know, the actual Rocket Bunny kit. But anyway, it's not too bad. It would definitely need a little bit of love when we start doing some of the body work if we keep it, but that's what I think about the quality. It's okay if you're working on a budget. I think you can make it work, but just be aware that you're probably gonna have to spend a little bit of extra time cleaning up some of these edges and maybe taking a little bit of the waves out of the panels where it was manufactured. If you like that Q&A stuff, let me know, and you know, what I can do is, you know, maybe every few videos, if I get a lot of popular questions, then, you know, I can try to respond to those in maybe a short video. I'm done with what I need to do out here in my garage. I actually have a workshop that is air conditioned, so I think what I'll do is I'll go grab my laptop, and then I will set you guys up in my workshop, and then I'll go over the giveaway that we've got planned for this video. You know, people probably say, oh, why do you got a workshop and you don't take your cars out there? Well, my neighborhood has a lot of restrictions on you know, how the houses are supposed to look, and our house actually has a 3-car garage which measures about, I think it's like 24 by 36, so there's actually plenty of room out here. And I actually set this garage up to have heating and air conditioning, but you know, we actually didn't do that when we moved into the house, which my wife and I had this house built recently. And so we're still kind of getting organized and getting everything set up. But I don't have an overhead door into my workshop. We did frame it so that in the future we could put an overhead door. But right now I just have a set of double doors, which there's no way to fit a car through that. So anyway, let me get let me get cleaned up for a second. I'm gonna go grab my laptop and I'll see you guys in my workshop. All right, so we're out here in the air conditioning and so things should hopefully be a little less sweaty. So like I teased in my previous video, I just wanted to say thank you. You know, I kind of hinted on it earlier that, you know, I really had to convince my wife to let me do this whole YouTube thing. And when the FD came up for sale, I saw it as an opportunity. It was you know, YouTube is something I have been interested in doing. I've actually, like I mentioned before, I had a couple other YouTube channels in the past. And I've been a user since I think 2005 whenever YouTube launched. So it took everything from my wife to let me do that. And for those of you that are married out there, you know what they say, you know, happy wife, happy life. But anyway, so you know, I embarked on the YouTube channel just, you know, less than 2 months ago, and we're already, as of today, coming up on a little over 9,300 subscribers. So I had set a personal goal at the end of June to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of July. So by the time this video gets out, that gives us roughly you know, a little over a week to achieve that goal. So what I want to do is to thank everyone that has helped build this channel to what it is today. The number of views has been amazing. The subscribers have been amazing. The feedback has been awesome. So, you know, I don't want to be cliche, but, you know, I want to give back to you guys and tell you that I really appreciate all that you've done for me and let me at least establish this channel and make me feel like this is something that we can continue to grow into the future. So I want to do a giveaway. You know, I've got to abide by YouTube's guidelines, and I've got to, you know, really abide by the local laws and legislation on doing giveaways. So unfortunately, the giveaway will only be open to U.S. residents, just because otherwise I would have to meet so many other requirements of all the countries around the world that it'd be very, very, very difficult to capture everything. So for this first giveaway, I apologize, but I can only open it to the U.S. To people that live in the United States. And on top of that, I'm only going to open it to people that are 18 years and older. Essentially, I have to get your parents' permission if you're under 18 years old to join the giveaway. So there's other complications there. So again, I apologize, but 18 years and older, you can apply for the giveaway. To enter into the giveaway, essentially what you need to do is be a subscriber to my channel and like this video. And then down below on this video only, place a comment and tell me if you could have one car for the rest of your life in your driveway or your garage, what car would that be? But basically give me the make and model of in the year of whatever car it is that you would own for the rest of your life if that was the only car you could own. Please only put one comment down below. I will filter out anybody that has multiple comments. It is only on this video. And what I'll do is the contest will run basically from when this video goes live until, let's say, 11 p.m. Eastern on July 31st. So we'll go all the way up till the end of the month. And then I'll take the following day or so to process the entries and select a random first place and second place prize. The first place prize will get 2 items. They'll get a 12-piece metric socket set by Milwaukee, and then you'll also get an Icon Garage t-shirt very similar to this. The second place prize will basically just get an Icon Garage t-shirt. Basically the same one I'm wearing, not this one, but a clean one. But again, I'll contact you and maybe give you a couple options for colors and get some sizes. So once I have gotten addresses and contacted both of the winners, I'll make a follow-up video to announce the winners, and then I will get your packages sent out as quickly as possible, and I will pay for all shipping. So this contest is absolutely no cost to you, and again, that's just me wanting to show a little appreciation for all the stuff that you guys have done for me. So, and the Milwaukee tool set may seem like a little bit of a random prize considering the things on the video, and Milwaukee is not a sponsor of this video by any means, but they did recently announce new socket sets, and I was interested to check them out. They have a few unique features for their tools, and so I was ordering myself a set, and I figured I'd go ahead and use that in some of the upcoming videos, and then I ordered a second set, and you know, that's the set I'm going to give away to you guys. So it is the 48-22-9001. I'll put the model number in the description, but if you guys want to check it out. And again, I'm just going to do metric because I figure a lot of you guys probably have foreign cars, and the metric's probably going to be the kit that can be used the most. Like I said, it'll be totally random on how I select the winners from the comments. I'll use a random number generator or random YouTube comment selector, something, and then I'll reach out to the winners and try to get your information. So please make sure you have a way for me to contact you on maybe other social media sites. So like Instagram's a great option, Facebook, Twitter, email if we have to, but YouTube has actually just recently, in like the last 2 weeks, deleted their messaging system so that I can't direct message you through YouTube anymore. So, and like I said, I will pin your comment and let you know that you've won. And hopefully I have no difficulties reaching out to you guys, but like I said, just make sure you have another way for me to contact you so I can verify that it's you, and then get the information that I need. So if you're watching this video, the giveaway is live. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will put a description of the rules of the giveaway down in the description. So if you have any questions or if you didn't follow anything I was saying, they should be all down there at the bottom. And like I said, thank you guys so much for your support. And I really want to build this channel into something that is very informative and hopefully entertaining, and maybe you find information here that you can't find elsewhere. And part of the goal for my channel is that I represent probably the vast majority of the guys and gals that are watching my video. I do have a day job that I have to get up and go 9-10 hours a day to work. I do have a wife, I do have a kid, I have dogs, I have a house, I have property, I have all this stuff that I have going on. So this YouTube thing is really my approach is how to get the jobs done quickly, efficiently, in a little bit of time that we have out in the garage. So that kind of ties into the question earlier about what do I see this channel being, and a lot of that is I have very limited time to be able to get projects done, so I have to get out in the garage and get them done quickly and efficiently. So again, I'm hoping that my channel kind of conveys that. And this video is totally random, I know, but I wanted it to focus on this giveaway, and next week we'll resume whatever videos on projects that we've got. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll be back out in the garage getting dirty.